y'all. Hey, and welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. And I am Tootie. I know I was supposed to go live I think 2 days ago with this subject, but your sister been busy. Okay, not booking busy, just busy. All right. So, and I'm happy that I did wait because it been an update that then came out, and we're gonna see now because the Tui family, I want to say that's how you pronounce their name. We're gonna end up talking about today the Blind Side lawsuit and the Illinois child labor law that been passed. Now, y'all, let me give y'all a quick update. I like to tell y'all what I've been doing today. Of course, I went to work like usual. Came home. I made chili mac, for the family. And the little middle one, baby, she always wants something special, wants something different because she don't eat nothing. That's why she 2 pounds. So then I made her some. She, Mom, can you save some of them noodles and make me some macaroni and cheese? I'm trying to fix this light because it looks dark and it is not coming in light. So I made a little pot of macaroni and cheese, and then I tasted. I tasted, right? I said Russian. I said, oh, I taste it. It tastes like a white woman made this macaroni and cheese because there's definitely not enough cheese up in here. But it's gonna do, okay? It's made. It's been busy at work this week. I've been trying to come on and do this video that I had scheduled to do, I want to say 2 days ago, and then do. So now I'm finally getting down to it, okay? So, hey, Neil, I'm going to talk about this little blind, sad lawsuit. Now, initially when it came out, right, the lawsuit was saying that, I don't know if everybody's seen The Blind Side, but it's I want to say it was like one of them white savior movies, but it supposed to been based on a true story with this big old young black boy. He looked like he was 30, but he was still like in high school and everything. And he was on the football team. His coach seen he was homeless, so they came to save him and rescue him. And they had to move in with him. And he ended up becoming an NFL player. They go through the traumas and things of life. They adopt him into their family. They adopt him, and he ended up going to college. Then they end up going to the NFL. Now it came out that they never actually adopted the boy. He's suing them because he was like they never adopted him. They got a conservatorship, and they've been controlling his image and his likeness for all this time. And he just found out this year in 2023. February of this year, he just found out that all this time, where he thought he was signing papers for them to adopt him, he was actually signing a conservatorship, and they just been taking all his money, right? So I was like, say it ain't so. Ain't this about it? Then part of me was like, well, I mean, I think right now he in his 30s. And you just found out this year? I said, oh, I said, well, maybe he had enough money in the NFL. Well, because I mean, you seen the movie. The movie was based off a book. So I'm like, you seen the movie, you seen the book. You didn't think they was getting no money from that? How you didn't realize you weren't getting no money? So I was like, I don't know what's going on with this. Let me give it a little time, right, to try to get a little, because his family, yeah, I'm gonna mispronunciate their names. And if you've been watching me, I be mispronouncing words and everything. Okay, it's okay. Y'all know what I mean. So the family hadn't came out and gave a statement yet, but I'm looking like, I mean, it sounds like some. I said that'll be some bull if they didn't did that, because first the family already had came for money. I think they own restaurants or something, so they didn't came for money. And this is, I want to say, Mississippi, people in Mississippi. So I was like, I know doggone well y'all and your family then likely own some of us now. That likely own some of us. Is probably where some of your money then came from. How you get your riches to buy your restaurant in the first place. Because that sounds like some generational wealth money that they didn't have. And a lot of times, especially in the South, y'all know where that money come from. So I'm like, I know doggone well y'all didn't go over here in the 2000 and got y'all another slave. And they tricked him into signing this doggone contract, and y'all been taking his doggone money. Now, if they did that, I'm sorry. Somebody needs to get some chairs around here if they didn't mess around and did that. But I'm gonna show y'all. First, I'm gonna show y'all the recent update from, this is just ET, and it's a very entertainment tonight, and it's a very short video. And then there's a longer article. I'm finna share this on the Copyright Act 1976, just fair use. So I'm finna share this video real quick. It's a quick video. Yeah.
The Blindside scandal.
We want to know if you would like to become part of this family.
Kind of thought I already was.
Sandra Bullock.
Twitter trolls came after Sandra Bullock, saying she should turn in the Best Actress Oscar she won playing the mom in the film. This morning, Quentin Aaron, who played Michael Oher, came to her defense.
If you try to come for Oscar, you have to come for me, because I'm gonna be her polar bear. I'm gonna stand in between. Sandra Bullock is an amazing human being, and
I don't know how I felt about that. I was about to talk about him. I don't know how I felt. Boy, if you don't...
going through a tough time herself in her life right now. And I really think people should just leave her alone.
There have been other movies that have fictionalized history, like Braveheart, Amadeus, JFK, and they won Oscars. When you think of those movies and you think of The Blind Side, what comes to mind for you?
It brought hope. It brought change. It brought inspiration.
And in a press conference this morning, the attorney for the Tuohy family doubled down on their claim. This is a shakedown for money.
He's been estranged for the last 10 years or so, and becoming more and more vocal and more threatening. Each member of the family has received the same amount of money. We estimate each person received $100,000, each person in the family.
Including Mr. Oher.
Correct.
As the drama continues to unfold, this clip of the Tuohy family is going viral.
I hate chocolate ice cream.
Michael didn't join the family when they set sail on a 2017 episode of Below Deck called Blindsided.
I'd get a call from Steven Spielberg, Harvey Weinstein. I had to give them the rights to use our name. And I said, I'll give you the rights to use the name if I get to read the script and approve it or unapprove it.
Another Bravo reality show is also making headlines today.
So then they go into something else. So what I'm thinking about, and that just that little short clip, is that if you're saying that he's trying to shake you guys down, for what? What is he like? Y'all didn't say what he's trying to shake you down for. Yeah, he's shaking you down for money, but what is he trying to use against you to get this money? Or why he feel like he is owed this money? If it's a shakedown, y'all don't have to give me more information than this, because let me read the article, y'all. Now the article could be a little long. It's a little, I skimmed over it. I said it's a little long, but it got a little more details like usual. I'm dropping a link for who I want to join. But this article a little long. That's why I got I was gonna lie like it's water, but it's not water. But I got something to drink to get it ready, y'all. Okay. Hear me out. So Michael Oher, I think that's the way they just pronounced it, accused of $15 million shakedown preceding the Blindside lawsuit. And the only reason why I went to this one because there was more details. Sometimes from headings, I'm like, this may be a little biased, but I'm going to read it because it's more details. So Michael Oher of the NFL veteran who life inspired the movie The Blind Side and who is suing his conservatories, Sean and Leanne Tuohy, is now accused of repeatedly attempting to shake down the couple for $15 million. The couple attorney, Martin D. Singer, released a scathing statement about Oher petition with the football star filed Monday in Tennessee probate court, alleging that the couple had tricked him into a conservatorship and withheld revenue from the 2009 film that earned Sandra Bullock a Best Actress Oscar. Now, I don't agree that she should give the Oscar back. I mean, because either way, y'all know that people gonna make a movie that's gonna make them look good. If you just seen that clip, he was like, I told them they could do the movie, but I would have to approve it. That's the father. Now the movie is supposed to be about this boy and his life. Why you got to approve it? So of course it's gonna be make them and stuff look good. And most movies do. So her job was to act, and she acted, and she got the Oscar for acting, not for how accurate the strip was. So I'm like, I think it's fair that she keep the Oscar. But Singer asserted that the Tuohy would be willing to terminate their upfront conservatorship if O'Hare or desired, but also will not hesitate to defend their good names, stand up to his shakedown, and defeat this offensive lawsuit. Well, part of his lawsuit is for them to terminate the conservatorship. So I don't understand how you're saying they willing to do it, but they haven't did it yet. The man is taking you to court. Oh, that's one of the first things I would have did. But go on, fuck it, take care of your own affairs. But continuing, the former Baltimore Red and Carolina Panther tackle alleged in his filing that he gave the rights to his life story away to the 20th Century Fox in 2007 without any payment whatsoever. And he was missing profits from John Lee Hancock 2009 film, which grossed $309 million at the worldwide box office. Meanwhile, some people have called on Bullock, who spit fire turns as Leanne Tuohy in the film earned her Academy Award, to give back her Oscars. Anyone with a mediocrity of common sense can see that the outlandish claims made by Michael Oher about the Tuohy family are hurtful and absurd, Singer said Wednesday in a statement to the Times. The idea that the Tuohy have ever sought to profit off Mr. Oher is not only offensive, it's transparently ridiculous. They made a book and a movie. Okay, continue. He continued. Through hard work and good fortune, Sean and Leanne have made an extraordinary amount of money in the restaurant business. The notion that a couple worth hundreds of millions of dollars would connive to withhold a few $1,000s in profit participation payment from anyone, let alone someone they love as a son, defies belief. I said that statement alone is just oxymoronic. It's a few thousand. The lawyer had said in the previous press conference, everybody received $100,000. That's way more than a few thousand. But okay. Attorneys or did not immediately respond Wednesday to the Times request for comments. Singer's statement aligns with an interview Sean Tuohy gave the Daily Memphis this week. Tuohy, a Memphis Grizzlies sports commentator, said he was devastated by Oher lawsuit and noted that he didn't need money, given the $200 million sale of his fast food franchise. He also defended the family use of legal guardianship instead of adopting Oher. Tuohy explained that he couldn't legally adopt someone who was 18. And also because he and his wife were old Mississippi boosters, needed to show a familiar tie with the athlete to avoid possible trouble with the NCAA after Oher chose to attend the school. Now that is a whole lie. You can adopt somebody over 18. I have went and looked it up. Let me see if I can show y'all the history. I had went and looked it up because they were saying initially when the reports came out, they were saying that he was 18 when they did the conservatorship, and he thought he was signing papers so he could get adopted. And I heard people commenting like, "Oh, how you gonna get adopted when you're 18?" So I went and looked it up, and you can get adopted when you're 18. Actually, people choose to get adopted when they hit 18 because you don't have to have your parent's signature. So say a case where a man and a woman have a child together and they break up, and the men or the woman, I'm gonna say the men, say the woman is a single mama, she fall in love, she get married when the baby born, and he raised the baby, her husband raised the baby all of life, but the father refused to sign over his rights, because you have to sign over your rights for adoption. Now, and that it's cases like that, well, the child feel like, oh, well, my stepfather is the one who raised me. That's who I consider my father. I want his name on my birth certificate. I want him to be my legal father. So even though he's 18, because his father wouldn't sign over his rights, he would have to wait till he's 18 to have his stepfather adopt him. So that way it makes it legal. But let me see. Can someone over 18 be adopted? A lot of times I just like to show it so it won't be just me here talking, because people can say any damn thing. Yeah. Let me see. Let me stop sharing this real quick. And all I did was Google, can someone over 18 be adopted? And it says there, an adult adoption may occur once the potential adoptee reaches the age of 18. At that time, the only consent required is that of the adult wishing to be adopted. So that's all I wanted to show, that what he just said right there is a lie. They could have adopted the boy, even though he was 18. They chose not to. They chose to become conservatorship and had rights over this man's image and name and stuff. And instead of adopting him, but you still in the movie they got a whole scene where they go to the mama and stuff and ask for the the right to adopt them, and where they go tell him he adopted. Why is that even in the movie? Y'all know y'all didn't do it. So that part make me look at them a little sideways, like something ain't right. But in a petition, continuing on, in a petition, the 37-year-old former football star alleged that he didn't learn the nature of the 2004 conservatorship petition until February of this year, and that is ultimately provided him no familiar relationship with the Tuohys. So this is the football player saying that he didn't know that he wasn't adopted, that this conservatorship, which they told him would be a way for him to pretty much be a part of the family legally, that it provided him no family ties legally. He just found that out this year in February. However, now they say, however, in his 2011 book, I Beat the Odds, Orr wrote that he knew the Tuohys had been named his legal conservatories, and that he had been told that it means pretty much the exact same thing as adoptive parents, but that the laws were just written in a way that took my age into account. So, like I said, when I read the title of this book, I said, I think this article will be a little biased the way it's written, and it is if you're not reading in between the lines. Because what they just said was that he's 37. He alleged that he didn't. They said he alleged he didn't learn about the conservatorship until 2014, and this was supposed to dispute it. However, in his 2011 books, he wrote that he knew that the Tuohys had been named his legal conservatories, and he had been told that it means pretty much the same thing. So I'm looking like they saying however, but no, that goes to what he said. What he said was that he thought that signing that would make him legally related to them. And in 2011, he say it pretty much means the same thing as adoptive parents. In his book he wrote in 2011. So no, he's saying the same thing. That was meant to go against what he said, but that's exactly what he's saying in the lawsuit he filed today. But honestly, I didn't care what it was called. I was just happy that no one could argue that we weren't legally what we already knew we were. We were a family, he wrote. So yeah, he thought that he was signing papers so they could be legally a family, and he wasn't. He was signing papers for conservatorship. And you just proved that by saying what he wrote in his 2011 book. But anyway, he wrote adding that his mother attended the hearing to agree that she supported the decisions to have the Tuohy listed as my next of kin in legal conservatory. Tuohy told the Daily Memphis that they did so to ensure the arrangement was on a up and up. But Orr was far more combative in his Monday petition. The retired offensive lineman accused the couple of having falsely and publicly represented themselves as his adopted parents to benefit their own issue. They have. In all interviews and everything, they say their son. Still now, he said his son. But continuing, he not only asked the Tennessee probate court to end the conservatorship, but also issue an injunction barring the Tuohys from using his name, image, and likeness, as well as continuing false claims that they adopted him. So, other alleged that he was presented with the conservatorship papers almost immediately after he moved in with the Tuohys as a teen, and he was tricked into signing the documents, a step he believed at the time was necessary in his adoption process. His attorney accused the Tuohys of viewing Orr as a gullible young man whose athletic talents could be exploited for their own benefit, and who enriched themselves at the expense of their ward, specifically through the contract deals they made on his behalf. Singer Singer refuted these claims. In reality, the Tuohys opened their home to Mr. Orr, offered him structure, support, and most of all, unconditional love, Singer's statement said. They have consistently treated him like a son and one of their children. His response was to threaten them, including saying that he would plant a negative story about them in the press unless they pay him $15 million. And they just said they worth hundreds of millions. So, I mean, they look 15 ain't. Singer said that when the Blindside author, Michael Lewis, a childhood friend of Sean Tuohy, was approached about turning his 2006 book about the family into a movie, Lewis' agent negotiated a deal where they received a small advance from the production company and a tiny percentage of net profit. They insisted that any money received be divided equally, and they have made good on that pledge, Singer said. The evidence documented in profit participation checks and studio accounting statement is clear. Over the years, the Tuohys have given Mr. Orr an equal cut of every penny received from the Blindside. I don't know why they just didn't publish that. If that's true, I would have put the documents out. But Tuohy told the Daily Memphis that Lewis gave the family half of his share, and everybody in the family got an equal share, including Michael. He estimated that the shares was about $14,000 each. Orr has been public for years about his distaste for the film. Singer's statement that Orr allegedly threatened the couple over an 8-figure windfall and allegedly refused to cash small profit checks from the Tuohys as part of the shakedown effort. So what they just said right there is that he been getting the checks from the movies, but he refused to cash them because he trying to shake them down for $15 million. However, he said the Tuohys still deposit or equal share into a trust account they set up for him. I would too if you smart. These people are obviously smart business people. That little percentage of a check, if he was getting it, yeah, you're depositing into the things into a account to make it seem like so you can always have proof. But nothing have came out as far as I'm reading this. I'm reading what it says, but as far as I know, I haven't seen any documentations that they have released to prove any of this. But the Tuohy have always been upfront about how a conservatorship from which not one penny was received was established to assist with Mr. Orr's needs, ranging from getting him health insurance and obtaining a driver's license to helping with college admission. You don't need no conservatorship to help him get insurance. You could have just showed him how to fill out the papers and take him down to. You said he was 18. Okay, and helping him with college admission. Should Mr. Orr wish to terminate the conservatorship, either now or anytime in the future, the Tuohy would never oppose it in any way. So why is y'all going to court then? Just terminate. Singer added that Orr attempted to run this place several times before, alleging that numerous lawyers stopped representing him once they saw the evidence and learned the truth. Sadly, Mr. Orr had finally found a willing enabler and filed this ludicrous lawsuit as a cynical attempt to drum up attention in the middle of his latest book tour, he added. Actor Quentin Aaron, who played Orr in The Blindside, entered the Discord Wednesday to defend the Tuohy family, said he didn't believe had a questionable relationship with Orr. Oh, he defended the Tuohy family whom he said he didn't believe had a questionable relationship with Orr. I got a good sense from all of them, he told TMZ. They were really cool to me. He also rejected calls online for Bullock to give up her Oscars. To make a statement like that doesn't make any sense. Sandra Bullock didn't have anything to do with the real story they were reading as of now. Quentin Aaron said, she has a brilliant performance and she shouldn't be tarnished for something that had nothing to do with her. A representative for Bullock, whose longtime partner, Brian Rendell, recently died from ALS, did not immediately respond Wednesday to the Time request for comments. So that's Quentin. I was like, I understand him standing up for Sandra. But I didn't understand the statement about what was the statement he said about the family? I got a good sense from all of them. They were real close to me. I know I didn't understand him defending the family because you didn't did this movie. So, but I assume you would stand with your black brother until, or say nothing at all until you find out the truth of it, because that sounds like some real pick me type stuff right there, where you just want to. I wouldn't necessarily had came out so quick to defend this family when all you know of them, because I would assume you know them just as well as you know the guy. But he didn't say anything bad about Michael, but he defended the family. I'm like, that's a little odd. So is there something bad going on with Michael, and you just chose not to say it, and you just chose to defend the family? Or I said, let me see who's this little Quentin Aaron. Who is Quentin Aaron? What's his life about? And there's Quentin with his girlfriend. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. There's the story. So at first it was initially like the guy Michael was taken advantage of by his white family. You know, they seen this strong black boy, big old black boy that they knew was gonna pretty much, you know, it was a good chance of him making it. It was a good chance of him making it in the NFL and everything, because I want to say the dad was the football coach. They seen his potential, whether it was going to be him making it NFL, college, but it was a good likelihood he would make it in the NFL. And do you believe Michael's story, where he thought that signing these papers would be the same thing as being adopted legally? It's not going to be the same thing as adopted, but legally it's to pretty much be like their family, and didn't know it was going to be a conservatorship. And I think they said he's 34. That's still going on right now to this day, where they're using his name and likeness and image, and they're profiting off of it. Or do you believe the family, where they said that he trying to shake them down for 15 million? He didn't went a couple of times to try to go get these put them to court, but once lawyers seen the paperwork, they didn't go through with it. And he then finally found a lawyer who like, oh, okay, yeah, I could come up off this case, let's go do it. And so this is just another attempt for him to shake them down for $15 million. What y'all think? Because yeah. So go ahead. If y'all watching it on the playback, go ahead and comment what y'all think. Y'all watching it live right now. Don't tell me what y'all think. What's that y'all following on? More with Michael or more with the Tuohys? Okay, yeah. Now, only other thing I want to talk about is this this Illinois law. Y'all know I'm from the shack. So the Illinois law, where the child influencers is now allowed to like pretty much protect the child influencers. Now, I never thought about it because my kids all have like work permits and everything for modeling, child modeling, acting, things of that nature. And in Illinois, any kid, I don't care if it's a newborn, you see newborns that's doing a pamper commercial and everything, they have to have work permits. So in Illinois, you have to have a work permit, and they just made it, I want to say last year, where they changed the law where you have to have this custodial account for the kid in order to even get the work permit. And I want to say that way you're not spending all the child money. There's a certain amount, I can't remember the amount off top of my head, but there's a certain amount that must go. I do this every time. I forget to plug up my that. Come on now. Okay. That's me sitting on a pillow to try to give me some height. Okay. But there's a certain amount that must go into this account. I just plugged it up. What? It's still telling me there's a certain amount that must go in. Sorry. I'm getting a low battery, but even though I got it plugged up. but there's a certain amount that must go into your child account from what they get paid. It's a certain amount of their check that you can only spend, that they must go on the account. For all them child actors, y'all remember back in the 80s, probably the 70s and things of that nature, the kid get grown and then they realize they broke them child actors because they parents didn't spend all their doggone money. So Illinois now have passed a law, and I think that may be the first of their kind, where also these influencers, if you watch, I got kids, so you see a lot of on YouTube, TikTok, and everything. These families making money from their kids. Like I want to say I would think he's Asian, Ryan, where he started on YouTube, got a whole toy line that was exclusively at Walmart or Target. Millions, baby. They didn't make millions. So that you also see a lot of the times that the families will get more, even if the mom or dad will be a social influencer. Once they add their kid on, that number go up. Now, there haven't been a law that where if your kid, like if my kids, they child actors, child models, things of that nature, that there's already a law where a certain amount have to be put up. With this new social media, social influences, there's not a law where it says that the kid where you have to put up a certain amount of money. They earning a lot of money from social media, but there's no law. There wasn't a law that says that a certain amount have to be put up for the kids, because kids are getting Target deal, Walmart deal. I see a lot of kids who makes it in social media that they're now getting picked for commercials and things of that nature. Even when I went in for my girls, and they agent are all like, well, you need to get them Instagrams, you need to get them Facebook, you need to, because a lot of people are getting picked just based on the amount of followers you have. Where before it'd be like, well, can the kid act? How pretty is the kid? Or we need them to look like this or fit this age range. Right now, it's like, oh, that kid got how many followers? Yeah, hire them, because whatever they go on, the people they follow is gonna buy. So let me read this new law that just took place in Illinois. So starting next year, child influencers can sue if earnings are set aside, said Illinois new law. And this is usnews.com article. So Illinois is the first state in the U.S. to ensure child social media influencers are compensated for their work, according to Senator David Koffler of Peoria, who sponsored a bill that was signed into law and will go into effect on July 1st, 2024. So it's like they done gave them parents some time, so they won't have to take their check right away. But they like, next year, you're going to have to get them kids that money. But the rise of social media have given children new opportunity to earn a profit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm going to say Koffler said in a email press release after the bill was signed Friday afternoon. Many parents have taken this opportunity to pocket the money while making their children continue to work in these digital environments. These parents out here dirty. The idea for the law, which covers children under the age of 16, featured and monetized online platform, including video blogs, also known as vlogs, was bought by Koffler by a 15-year-old in his district. So a 15-year-old is the one who brought him this. Like, now my mama keep taking my money. They went to the court. That 15-year-old went to the court. I ain't having it. So besides coordinated dances and funny toddlers comments, family vlog nowadays may share intimate details of their children's life, grades, potty training, illnesses, misbehaviors, first period for countless strangers to view. Now, when I read that, I said, wait, what? Who is on that? I am so particular about what I put on for my what I allow for my daughter to either put on the internet or what I share of my kids, because that pedo stuff is real out here. And I'm like, I'm definitely afraid of some. I got all girls, so I'm terrified of them. Somebody looking at something that you think is cute. I do not put no potty training things on there. And in the first period, that's so personal. Who is putting their kid first period online? Okay. And then these videos, it's kids. It's these videos. You don't know if they're going to be made fun of at school. Oh, I see you got your first period. You don't know if they want their business shared like that. What parent is doing this? But continuing, that just got me upset. Who? Where? Why? Brand deals featuring the internet darlings can reap tens of thousands of dollars per video. But so far, there are minimum regulations for the sharinghood industry, which experts say can cause serious harm to children. Videos with kids do really well, said Bobby Offlock, a TikToker with more than 5 million followers who used to feature her young daughter in paid advertising, but has since decided not to for privacy reasons. Many states already require parents to set aside earnings for child entertainers who perform in more traditional settings such as movie and television, but Illinois law will be the first to specifically target social media starlets, according to London. I'm not pronouncing that. Who is tracking child labor legislation for the National Conference of State Legislators. We could see other states looking into doing something similar, especially in states that have a high volume of family vlogger and social media influence, such as California and New York. It's kind of a new world. The Illinois law will entitle child influencers to a percentage of earning based on how often they appear on video blogs or online content that generate at least 10 cents per video. To qualify, the content must be created in Illinois, and kids will have to be featured in at least 30% of the content in a 30-day period. I said, oh, if parents go out their way to be like, oh, nope, you at 29%. I can't feature you no more until I reach this 30-day period. I'm like, that sounds like it's set up for the loopholes where they could really do that. But why would you want to do it for your kid? Why do they got to have a law to tell you to don't spend all your doggone kid money? But it ain't nothing new. I will say, I understand it ain't nothing new. They've been doing it. Video bloggers or vloggers would be responsible for maintaining records of kids' appearances and must set aside gross earnings for a child in a trust account from when they turn 18. Otherwise, the child can sue. Children deserve to be shielded from parents who attempt to take advantage of their child's talent and use them for their own financial gain. That's what a spokesperson for Illinois Governor J.B. Prickner after the governor signed the legislation. The team who brought her concerns to color and set the legislation into motion first zeroed in on the issue while strolling through social media during quarantine 3 years ago. And she ain't even know social media influence. You just was strolling at 16 and like, I wonder if these kids getting paid. She said, I realize there's a lot of exploitation that can happen within the world of kid influencing, said Nala Moth, now 16, and realized that there was absolutely zero legislation in place to protect them. She clarified that the law is not meant for parents who share photos of their kids on social media for family and friends, or even those who post a viral video. This is for family who make their income off of child blogging and family vlogging. Yeah, because some of them have got so rich that they didn't quit their job. And that's the same thing. And that's why they're having this law, to me. That's why this law is also the same as the child entertainer laws. Because with the in Illinois, I can only speak for Illinois because that's where I live. In Illinois, I know even as a teenager, you needed a work permit if you was under 16, but you also wasn't able to work a certain amount of hours. You know, there was regulations that the company wasn't supposed to. Of course they did, but you weren't supposed to. You could legally get in trouble for having even a teenager work too late. Because that's why I used to love it when I had got my first job. Like, I got school tomorrow. When it was time to close because it was a retail store, and you know, those stores and cleaning up the changing area, everything, you be there late. And on a weekday, according to the laws back then, you wasn't able if you were in school, you're a teenager, you're working on a work permit, you can only work to a certain time at night because they feel like you still need time to do your homework for school, blah blah blah. So with the child influencer, it's like parents probably up working them kids. It's nighttime. They got school. They like, no, another tape. We got to get it done. I have to get these views up. So right now this is just about money. But I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna have that same type of thing in place where the kids can't. Because even when a child do a movie, like, there is a certain amount of hours they have to have breaks, like things of that nature. But when you at home inside your house, who is watching it and who can control it? So I wonder if they're gonna put things of that nature into because this is the first of the law, and it seems like this is really just about protecting the kids' money. But I'm like, I wonder about that, like how long they can work, and if there's a certain time that you can cut, certain time at night if they're in school that you shouldn't be recording things. And you would think that stuff like that is common sense that parents wouldn't do, but obviously not, because they have to come up with a whole law for it. Lawmakers in Illinois, where Democrats hold a super majority, and we do, passed the bill in May with bipartisan support. Other Democratic-led states have made efforts to regulate the child influencer industry with less success. A 2018 California child labor law included a social media provision that was removed by the time it was passed. In California, y'all got the California do better. Washington State 2023 bill spearheaded by Chris McCarthy, another teen and the founder of Quit Clicking Kids, an advocacy organization focused on protecting minors being monetized online, stalled out in committees. So they said they tried it before in California, didn't go through in 2008, and they tried it in Washington in 2003 and didn't go through, but Illinois came through. Okay, I sincerely hope that this is monumental, continues in other states and eventually nationwide. McCarthy said Friday about the Illinois law, but several Republican-led states this year had instead loosened child labor laws to help alleviate workforce shortage. An Iowa law signed at the end of May allowed teenagers to work more jobs and for longer hours. And in Arkansas, in March, eliminated permits that require employers to verify a child's age and a parent consent. Savage is a corps member of the Associated Press for American. Okay, yeah, that's it for. I think this was just sites. Yeah, so that's it for that law, y'all. I think it's a good thing that you should be, if the parent's not gonna do it automatically, that there's a law and the kids could go and sue them if they didn't made all this money as your kid was a kid and cute and they want to watch babies. And you didn't put your baby out there and you just spent all the money. You didn't say none of the money for the baby. And so now that this law would allow the kids, once they get older and the parents then save their money, to sue their butt, as they should, yeah. Yeah, that's it for today. Go ahead. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And also, follow me on Facebook, Tootie Talk Sense, Twitter, Tootie Talks, Instagram, Tootie Talk Sense, TikTok, Tootie Talk Sense. So, yeah, I'm finna get on up out of here because like always, I done cooked, but I haven't ate. And it's about to be back to school time. I got one tomorrow. Is Friday. We got one more regular day. Come Monday, it's time for these kids to be in the bed. We got to get back on our schedule. I'm trying to get it back going. I started earlier this week to get them back used to going to bed at their regular bedtime. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to start wrapping things up early. I don't know, what time do y'all like? Do y'all like this time? I didn't also did like a 8:30. It seems to be more people around because I had to put them to bed at 8:30, which means I have to get up, come down here once they go to bed. So they'll be like 9, 10 o'clock Illinois time. Okay. I have tried to do some on lunch, but then I won't be able to stay. You know what I'm saying? Lunch will be 30 minutes, gotta go because I have to get back to work. So, and then I usually catch Neo on the weekend, be on her platform or she'll be on mine, and we just be talking, okay? That one could go for hours. I'm gonna try to get more on the I ain't gonna lie, I probably ain't gonna get more on the schedule, like a Pacific day, a Pacific time. I'm just gonna try to come in here and drop drop my comments, my little commentary a little more often than what I have been doing. Okay. I'm working on it. Y'all go ahead and comment if there's a specific time that you guys would like. Also put in the comment what's the next subject y'all want to talk about. Is there anything out there that y'all want to discuss that I haven't discussed on here yet? Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all have a peaceful night. Enjoy y'all night, and I will see y'all next time. Okay, bye.